one.
It's time.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to 37th episode of the Film Studies Club podcast. My name is Robert Burke, and I am joined by co-host
Paul Chabra.
Nice, that was very quick. And then we have Ellen. Go back. We have Ellen over here. Say something. You're Ellen.
Hey guys, I disrespect my workers.
Okay, and then this week, very importantly, we have two incredibly special guests, two people I would never have expected to do a podcast with freshman year. In fact, if you had told me, my mind would have been blown, because I barely knew one of them existed, and the other one I could not stop fighting with about educating kids in train cars. That, of course, is Camille Brown. This is where you say something.
Oh, hey.
And Jackson Spencer.
Hey, what's up?
Wow. I genuinely feel so enlightened right now. Like, I feel a level of clarity I've never felt before. So, Camille and Jackson, whenever we have guests on the podcast, we always ask them random questions that we come up with on the spot. So I'm going to give Pahul reins on that. He's going to let's ask Camille the questions first, because her name is first alphabetically. All right,
gotcha.
Pahul, you may not ask the middle name question.
Oh,
Aren't you serious?
Timestamp. Oh yeah, also, you can't really cuss on this. Camille, do you even cuss?
Who?
Camille.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't picture you cussing. Anyways, the only words that are allowed are damn, hell, sex, boomer, bitch, bastard, and yeah, I think that's it.
Oh, just the easy ones. Okay.
You're right. Only, yeah. Anyways, Pahul, what's your question for Camille?
what would you do if you were president for a day?
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know. I have no desire to be president. That's just a lot of stress. I don't know.
That's a great answer.
I'd probably
Thank you.
undo
That's
a lot of
exactly what I was
things.
looking for.
I don't think I'd make anything new. I'd probably just undo a lot of things.
the problem with being president for a day is that it's really hard for the president to do anything in like 10 days.
I have a better question.
Okay.
Listening.
Get away from the camera.
Dictator for a day.
Wait, say it again.
Dictator for a day.
A
Like,
dictator
you had
for the day.
absolute control. Yeah, like you're
Of what
Hitler.
country?
Of the United States.
Of the United States. I don't know. I'd probably try out
Democracy is
more of like a
abolished.
different government. I'd try out, obviously it'd be a dictatorship, but maybe like a North Korean style for a day. That could be interesting.
Ooh, North Korea Day. We should have that. Like in America, for one day, suddenly we act like we're North Korea. And we like threaten to bomb a bunch
That sounds
of people.
very racist.
It probably would be. I also don't think Americans would take to it very kindly.
Why is Ellen just
I
taking
think-
my spotlight?
Yeah, Ellen is completely...
I'm
Okay,
here!
I'll ask the next question for Camille. Camille, what is one thing about being queen that nobody ever tells you?
I mean, something that I think you would observe is different. So I guess something I was never actually told by anyone, not even like previous queens, would probably be that it's a lot less interacting with the cast and a lot more behind the scenes work. It's a lot more organization, a lot more scheduling and all that. It's less of leading the cast. And I mean, everyone who has been to the dinner, you kind of think the queen sits around, which I do not disagree. We eat dinner and we sit up there on our butts the entire time. So we don't look like we do very much, but I mean, behind the scenes, it's a lot more organization than I anticipated, not gonna lie.
Wow, good to know. Nick, what's your question?
Camille, if you had to make one vegetable illegal, which vegetable would you make illegal?
Okra.
Wait,
What-
what's okra?
It's like
Oh.
the slimy stuff.
I thought
just
you
had
said
it-
Oprah. And I was like, wait,
Oprah.
that's
I
not a
know.
vegetable.
I think Oprah would be great to make illegal, because then a bunch of white moms would suddenly have no personality.
Yeah, okra.
Oh my god.
There's a rap song about it by Tyler, the Creator.
Who eats okra?
No one.
I don't know.
I eat
think it's a southern
okra.
thing.
I love okra.
Hey, it's pretty high in vitamin A and vitamin C.
I doubt it.
I've never seen it before.
Too
This
bad
is
we
kind
don't
of
have
slimy.
Elegy in here. Our health
I
expert.
eat okra. I eat
Aloe.
okra all the time. I brought okra to school.
Did you really? Wait, I remember. I bought dried okra from Trader Joe's once because I wanted to try it, and then my mom threw it away 2 days later, and I still don't
Hey,
know
how do you
why.
feel about the Trader Jose's thing?
What's that?
Like, you know how like a burrito would be Trader Jose. They'd call it Trader Jose because it's Mexican.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I was kind of thinking about that one day, like recently.
Okay, Paul,
People
you may
are-
ask your question to Mr. Jackson Spencer.
Okay. I got a question for you. Do
Alright.
you like trees?
What is wrong with? Oh,
These questions are simple.
Trees are
Come on.
alright.
wow. What
Trees
is,
are alright,
wow.
Max, over here.
Yeah, what a great question you asked, Paul. How in depth?
Oh my God.
There's
Okay, now I have a follow up.
That's crazy.
your favorite tree?
Okay.
Jackson,
Oh
you don't
my
have to answer what your
gosh,
favorite
dude.
tree is. Let me.
I like pine trees because they smell good.
That's very
So-
true. That's a pretty basic answer, but whatever. Go off. Jackson, what is your favorite place to? No. Okay. If you can. Okay. All expenses paid. Senior trip. Where are you going for that? If you if you were to have one, where would you go?
What does senior trip like imply? Like, is people going with me?
Yeah, like you're really good friends from, and imagine Corona doesn't exist, so the sky's the limit, and you all your really good friends, you all pack in a bus, and you're like, we can go anywhere in the world right now,
I'd go to Kroger.
and for any amount of money, and you can do absolutely anything. What is your
Just go to-
ideal senior trip?
Just go to Oregon because crack's legalized there.
Hot take.
And then you can buy a bunch of crack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, imagine if they all jumped in a bus and then just drove up to Oregon with,
Dude,
with an unlimited
me and the
amount of money.
homies do crack in Oregon.
See, I would buy enough pipe bombs to blow up the Eiffel Tower or something. Because think about that. That's like catastrophic. That's like
Robert,
the
you're a
end of one of the
terrorist.
most like world-renowned things.
Yeah.
That's terrorism.
Dude, come on.
Sorry, that's right. My bad. Nick, what's your question for?
Okay, Jackson. So I want you to close your eyes for a sec.
We're
So
close.
imagine you're in Mr. McIntyre's classroom. You're doing calculus, all that thing, and then
Nightmare.
and then class ends, the bell rings, and then
Okay.
you're about to leave, and then Mr. McIntyre says, "Hey, Jackson," and he does a little finger wag to you, and he's like, "Hey, come here," and he's like, "Hey, Jackson, you look really pretty in this light, and I want to date
Stop.
you. Would you? My question is, would you date Mr. McIntyre?"
So here's the thing. I'm not doing too well in this class right now.
Okay, no, regardless.
I'd be like, you know, I could be down, but you gotta like help me out a little bit here.
Oh, so it's like favors for a favor, you know? Okay.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't do it for free because like, you know, it's McIntyre.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
a
right.
Kids, you know,
McIntyre
like,
snack.
he's a married man. He has kids. And we're talking about him like this.
Mary Schmary.
Okay, Mr. McIntyre's wife is Mormon, but he is not religious, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
didn't
thought-
know that.
I thought that in order to
Involved.
like marry someone who's Mormon, you had to be Mormon as well.
Well, they probably like signed a prenup or
Yeah, I
something, you
think-
know?
They probably just like, it's probably like Mormon for a second, and then he's like, oh, maybe don't want to do that.
He got Mormon the day he got married, and then he got married, and then he got
Mormon for a
unmormon.
day.
That's not a bad idea. Maybe I have a chance with Mason Wakefield after all.
I don't know. That guy doesn't tend to cover
Okay,
very well.
we also
like
chose
Joseph.
backgrounds. We haven't been able to do backgrounds in a
I
really
can't
long
feel-
time.
okay,
Paul.
I think my phone is too old to do it. To
I
be
need a
honest.
better one.
Jackson, you can just make up a background and we'll all pretend like you have it for everyone listening. But Paul, I am very curious on what is happening in your background. Can you please explain?
It's a black man holding money.
Okay, what's the context?
It's a meme.
Yeah, but what does it say?
What's the meme?
Well, me counting all the money I've saved on Black Friday by not buying I don't need. That's the meme.
So
Yeah, I
it's a
sent it to my
Facebook
mom on
mom
Black
meme is
Friday.
what you're saying.
Yeah, I liked it. I saw it on Reddit. It was on r/memes.
You follow r/memes?
Oh.
Yeah, well, okay, here's what I did. Recently, I was on Reddit, right?
Mhm.
And I thought to myself, I'm a little close-minded these days. So I followed r/communism. I followed r/anarcho-capitalism to like balance the things out. And then I also followed shoot, what else did I follow? I followed this
r/memes.
like yeah. And I also followed this subreddit about Trump. Yeah.
How do you feel more enlightened? Do you feel like you've expanded
I
your
feel more
horizon?
open-minded because I'm hearing all these opinions.
That's
Yeah,
very good, Paul. You're widening your circle. I think that's a very important thing to do.
true that.
Okay. My background is about one of the
Mine too.
actors in one of the movies. Daniel Levy was announced as sexiest man alive. And as far as I know, it's the first time a gay guy got sexiest man alive. So Ellen's making progress, if Ellen is the one who announces that.
Wait, which movie was he in?
He was in Happiest Season.
I knew that.
Did you watch
He's in
Happiest
Schitt's Creek
Season?
Yeah, I
too.
did.
He's in the show Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, he's known for Schitt's Creek. Him and his dad like created Schitt's Creek. Like it was like their idea.
Oh, I forgot that's his dad. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, yeah, and he's such a chill guy. He's just like, I mean, he's kind of become stereotyped as the gay best friend, but he did it to himself because that's the character he played in Schitt's Creek. So
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
he
he was
like
the
that
gay
in
best
real
friend.
life?
what?
Is he like that in real life? Like, does he like act completely? Like, does he play himself?
I wouldn't be surprised. Let's look up an interview. Let's
I
figure that
love
out.
gay best friend vibes.
But
Ugh.
in the meantime, Camille Brown can explain her background.
Yeah,
She
her
would
very
so
new
enjoy.
background.
Oh yeah, mine was a little boring, so I decided to switch it up. I was scrolling through my photos, and this one popped up. This little memory. I fought my sister about a week ago, and then this is how we hugged and made up.
That's
What'd you
cute.
guys fight over?
I don't know. It's probably something stupid, but all I know is a lot of like I broke my closet doors because like we like threw each other into it, and they're still dented.
My next.
So
Oh my god!
that's
I didn't think that you guys fought like at all.
no, of course not.
Do you and your sister fight often?
Yeah, yeah, just sisters that fight.
Camille, do you feel unsafe in your own home? Do you need professional help?
Do I need professional help? Yeah, you know, so, like a number I can call.
I'm sure there's some sort of my sister hurts me number that you can call.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah, I
410.
get bullied by my little sister.
What's 410-965? Oh, good one.
Wait, are you and your sister the same age or?
No, she's younger.
Yeah, she's younger. You don't know her?
No.
Avery Brown. She's like a
She
celebrity.
looks older. Even in this, she looks older.
Yeah, I've always thought it was weird that she like kind of looked older than you. And I don't know why.
I think it's weird too.
I also thought it was weird that you look so much like Eileen, and yet Willa is Eileen's daughter.
Did you hear the story that Mr. Mac's kid thought I was Eileen's daughter?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like, you two
Yeah, I
look
totally
really
math
similar.
I know, which is funny. It's just the hair, I guess. But no, when you put Eileen and Willa next to each other, they look really similar.
Right, it's like the facial similarities with them, but with, like, it's like, if you were to look at, like, you and Eileen, like, instantly be like, oh yeah, that makes more sense. But if you look closer, and, like, you look at Willa and Eileen, and it like, becomes
Yeah,
more
totally.
clear. Yeah. Wow.
Jackson Spencer, what's your background?
Oh yeah, we didn't do that. Jackson, are you there?
Oh, bye, Jackson.
Oh my gosh, his background is that still picture of him right now.
What?
He kind of looks like an album cover right now.
Yeah, like To Pimp of Jackson
No,
Spencer.
a book cover. Looks like a book cover.
I could see that being like the picture on the back of the book where it's like meet the author, and it's
No,
like
it's like
he's
it's
that
like
sitting
an
makes
like
sense.
It's like a biography, and it's like Somehow I Cope or something like that by Jackson Spencer. you
it's
know?
like
about him
Jackson
being king.
Spencer has struggled since age 14 with being Jackson Spencer.
Uh.
Thankfully, he found the he's gone. Where did he go?
We lost one of our guests.
Yeah, it's the first time that's happened. Okay, I was thinking about it. This is the first time we've had two guests on the podcast at the same time, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can't think of anything.
Let's see what's going on with Jackson.
Well,
Oh, my work schedule finally came out.
Nick, what's
Robert.
up?
Okay. No, I'm texting Jackson. Don't worry. I'm going to see where he is.
I think his internet just went out or something like that. Anyway.
Yeah, I know he's not in Reading. Do you know where he is, Camille?
He's in Arizona.
Why?
I think he's...
Family.
Yeah, he's visiting family.
That's stupid. Arizona's a terrible place.
Arizona does seem like one of the... All the countries that border California, except for Oregon, feel like they all need a personality.
I hate Nevada. Nevada just is
Nevada has
ugly
a
to drive
personality.
through.
What's Nevada's personality?
Bugs.
Las Vegas,
Smoke.
hookers,
Smoke.
casinos, gambling, vices,
But hold, be
not
careful.
Christian, desert,
Desert.
lonely.
Isn't
Nightlife.
there a highway in Nevada where like the
Buffet.
average like speed people go on it is like 102 miles per hour or something?
Yeah, like because there's no one there to like. There's no one there.
He's back.
Jackson Spencer, everyone.
I'm back.
Jackson's...
I'm back.
Oh my god. Okay, Jackson, explain what your background is. It's so cool and awesome. We need to know.
It's a hot gorilla. He's very attractive.
Wait.
I see the hot gorilla, don't you?
Do not see the hot gorilla behind me.
Jackson is the hot gorilla. Oh, there you go.
You're more like a Tarzan.
Jackson.
basically Tarzan.
For the for the Mad Dinner thing, Ian was Tarzan and he was shirtless. It was like a big like.
It's pretty cool. I saw a nip slip and I was like,
His nips were slipping the whole time. It was pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
Camille, I have a quick question. Who took the picture of you and your sister?
Looks like her sister, right? Or,
I think my mother.
Yeah, because like neither one of you look like you're taking the picture, and I don't think
No,
either
I
one of
think-
you would want to take a picture in that position. You know?
I think it was my mom as proof that we do touch and hug sometimes.
Ah, I see. Jackson, you're the youngest sibling, right?
Oh, baby.
yeah.
Yo, me
Hey.
too.
Me
We're the same
too.
age.
I know. It feels great.
No,
It's honestly,
However,
it's actually-
Interestingly enough, both Pahul and Camille are the older but only have one younger sibling.
Being older, I don't know if I like it or not.
I think
I get
I'd
blamed
rather
for
be
everything.
middle.
I think
Middle
being younger
seems
is
awful.
better.
I don't know.
Pahul, how do you feel about being older?
Well, you see, my brother, it's like he's like a lump of clay, right? And I can mold him into a more perfect version of me because I'm the older one.
Bubble, you're not his.
And that's
Isn't that
power
what
right
parents
there.
are supposed to do?
Yeah, but parents work, so you gotta do what you gotta do.
So how's it going for you, Bubble? How's that working?
It's not going good. He has his own personality.
Damn, I hate when that happens.
Camille, have you tried to shape Avery to be like you, or have you let her have her own personality?
Oh, she's made it very clear she has her own personality. In fact, she's only 2 years younger than me. It's because she tries to do everything I do. Because it's only 2 years, right? It's not as far as you really think. So it's kind of like having an annoying twin that's not really your twin.
She has followed in your footsteps. Is she trying to be head table host this next year? Is that like
No,
no?
she'll be Jester. She's
Oh.
no, she's different than me in that aspect for
Okay.
sure.
Wait, but
Oh.
Seth is also trying to be jester. Did she not know that?
That's
no, but
odd.
you know what's really awkward? Seth is the only king eligible his year. The only king.
It's like Jackson this year.
Kind
I
of,
was the
yeah.
only king out of this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, also
You're crazy.
Mason was eligible, but
Mason literally quit the program.
yeah,
Egypt.
it would have looked really bad if he got king and then he quit the program.
That would have been so bad. I would have killed him.
What if I try it for king? You think I could get it?
So you need to go back in time and join your freshman year, and
Yeah, so
then you
what?
have a chance.
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't
can-
even eligible because I didn't do it until my sophomore year.
I can do that.
I always forget that.
Yeah,
I mean, he would, if I didn't do it, he'd have to like open up auditions to other people.
wasn't there a junior king one year? I think Dominic or Dominic Delari once told me that.
No way.
wow.
I don't believe that.
I
No,
can't
that's
see
what
that
he said.
happening. That's crazy.
Also, if we do mention anybody else, we try to keep their confidentiality, like, there. So switch the first letter of their first name with the first letter of their last name.
How does
So-
that even
Wait,
help?
you remember?
Robert, you're giving them the keys to figure it out.
No, you'll leave it out.
No, I won't.
The Nate got kicked out of the dinner because he showed up to one of the dinners like completely wasted.
Who did?
Who?
Like I don't know his name is. I forgot.
Was it
But
Abe?
he's like
Or
no,
they
no.
something?
I don't know.
Was it
It
Avery?
was like 5 years ago, I think. But he showed up wasted.
Was
It
he
was
like
so bad.
was he like a
I remember being
Madrigal
there.
or
I was
like
like,
a
what's wrong with him? No, he's a knight.
He was a knight and he showed up drunk?
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta tell
They
you
had
this
to-
story.
Someone
I
else
think
had to memorize the horse headlines before. It was bad.
wow.
That's hilarious.
Wait,
That's,
it was
that's
our
an
freshman
awful
year.
story. Well, because that means that he was in choir, so he had to stay in choir and awkwardly be around Mr. Spencer after he, like, got drunk and showed up to Mad Dinner wasted.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that kid, but I don't know.
Hey guys, I'm ready to practice.
God, that'd be good.
Sorry.
All right, I think we should go into the movies. I think we should probably start off by reviewing the movie that the other two guests have seen. But Pahul is in charge of the order that the movies go, so he may choose however he wishes.
Paul, let me give you some inspiration. So,
Okay, so we got 3 movies here. One's
most
about
least well off to most well off.
That's terrible.
Speak
That's
when
awful.
you're
No, because all the
spoken
people
to.
have like disabilities. Like, okay, I know. Okay, I meant like.
Excuse me?
I meant that like from birth it was
Are
harder.
you
for
saying
them.
being gay and being poor is a disability?
Absolutely.
Well, actually, as we see later in the movie, there are no disabilities in one of them. It's
That
all
is such
just-
a massive spoiler, Paul.
Well, I didn't say which movie.
It's very obvious. There's one movie that actually has somebody with a disability.
I didn't mean disabilities. I meant just
Yeah,
like
it's
from
Run.
from birth you.
We're gonna cancel
it's
you again.
harder.
We're
It's-
gonna cancel you again.
No,
You said
I
being
haven't been.
gay is
I
a
haven't been
disability.
canceled. You've been canceled, and you have been canceled.
Then all 3 of us
Wait.
have been canceled.
Yeah,
Wait, did you just say being gay is a disability? That's like
he
really
did!
hardcore.
He did say
I
that!
didn't
That's
mean
really
to, though.
hardcore, Nick.
Okay,
What's wrong
Paul, what
with
order
you?
are we going in?
No, let me think here. So we gotta have.
What's that black guy looks really happy behind you? Oh,
It can't be this hard.
It's really difficult because I want to come up with something really good. Like last time I came up with Italian, like no one saw it coming, you know? Like people shouldn't see this coming. And I don't know, this is like a lot of pressure. And I'm kind of cracking under it because I've built such a persona around me.
Just pick something, please, or we're gonna have to go with Nick's.
Yeah, let's go with Nick's. I like Nick's.
so
Crap.
it's not the most disability. It's the most hard off to least hard off, or least hard off to most hard off. I mean,
Least hard off to most hard off, or most hard off to least hard off? I think we should do most hard off to least hard
yeah.
off. Okay. Now the real debate is the disabled rich or disabled middle class person worse off than the extremely impoverished person?
I think the extremely impoverished person is hard.
Yeah, I think the extremely impoverished person.
But at the same time, the disabled person can't use their legs. That
But the
kind of
disabled
sucks.
person can use their legs eventually.
Can you stop spoiling the movie? It's like actually good too. Why are you
Yeah,
spoiling
it's like
it?
a really good movie. Like I'm gonna give it a banana.
Okay, Jackson, do you think it's hard? It's harder for people with disabilities, or it's harder for poor people?
that is such a twisted question. I do not know how to answer that.
Depends on the
Camille?
disability, right? Like,
Right.
yeah. So like, what if someone? Okay, would you rather have both of your legs fractured for a month, or be really poor for a month? Like
Your legs
really,
were not
really poor.
fractured.
Probably poor.
Yeah.
Mine's both
that's
legs fractured.
Wait, what? Seriously?
Just a month.
Wait, Camille,
I don't
what
know.
do
I
you
hate
think?
being
What do you
poor.
think?
I'd hate being poor.
I think both legs fractured because you're not necessarily saying if the person who's disabled. In that case, it's poor. So that means we have access to like healthcare and someone who can help us through things. And there's so many services. I mean, honestly, poor, you don't have access to 90% of those things that our society is like, we give poor people these things and all these services. But in reality, I mean, it mostly goes to those who are disabled, as it should, in my opinion. But like, I'd probably do the disabled.
Yeah, I'm on Camille's side now.
So we're going to review Run first.
Yeah.
Okay. Jackson and Camille, I'm sorry if this is super awkward, if you guys just like sit there for 10 minutes while we review one of the movies that you didn't watch. But stick around, because... And I want to talk about Mad Dinner at one point. I want to talk about Mad Dinner at one point. So we will probably get to that after we talk about Run. But regardless, Nick, would you like to tell us what Run is about?
Oh my god, that's, it's fine. So this girl, she's like, I'm disabled and stuff, and then her mother's like, I love you, and then the girl finds out some secrets that the mother has been keeping, and conflicts ensue.
That was pretty straightforward. The weird thing about this movie was they were really trying to keep the plot secret, because if you went on IMDb, the plot synopsis was, no one can escape a mother's love.
Camille's gone.
Which is like the most... No, Camille's still there. She's just fighting with her sister.
Dude, it's been so long. Come on.
I know. They've been fighting for so long, and they've been in the same position. Okay. Who should go first on this one? I'll go first. Yeah, I never go first, I feel. I always try to pin it on someone else. I'll go first on this one, okay? Okay. So Run is directed by the dude that made... Searching, ... And Searching, ... was super good. The whole movie took place on a computer, and it was about John Cho trying to find his daughter. Super intense. I remember when I saw it, it was the first movie I saw when they refurbished the Cinemark Theater to get, like, recliner chairs. So it was recliner chair plus good movie. I was in, like, heaven. So I went in with the expectations that it would be kind of like a thriller, kind of like that one was. Because usually when directors are making their second movie, they want to make something similar to the first genre, and then maybe after that try to venture off and do something else. Like Ari Aster, he said after Midsummer, he wanted to make a 4-hour romantic comedy. And I think that that's super great. Why did that happen? Oh, Jackson raised his hand. Jackson?
Can I go to the bathroom?
Of course, Jackson. You may use any bathroom you want. Crap, that completely... I lost track of what I was saying.
Romantic comedy.
Anyways, so going into this, I was really hoping for a similar movie to Searching. I was hoping that it would give me like the same feelings and like the same like intensity. It totally did. Like this is a very immersive, very easy entertainment. It feels very much like a movie that like you find on like a cable channel at like 1 a.m. And at first you think like, oh, this is going to be some garbage thriller, but then it like actually turns out to be like pretty good. I think what kind of like puts it a step above all the other ones is like the way that it's directed. Like Anish Chara, can you look up his name? Anish Chara. Searching director. Anish Chiganti. Shaganti? Wait.
Shaganti.
Oh, he's Indian. Pahul, how do you pronounce Chaganty?
I'm frozen.
Anyways, the way that he shoots things is really good, and I think, he went to USC. That's literally where I'm applying tomorrow. No, I am.
The day after. You're applying day after. Dude.
No, I'm applying tomorrow.
Oh, wait. Have you done your application?
I submitted my UC General. I need to submit the supplemental by the 7th, and then I need to submit the USC one by December 1st, but I'm going to try to do it tomorrow.
You need your counselor's stuff on that. Like, your counselor needs to do some stuff for that.
Yeah, I know. I emailed him about it, and I told him, and I also told my 3-letter recommendations that they need to do it before December 1st, which, Jackson, your dad is one of them. I don't know if you got my email, but I asked him if he would do my letter of recommendation. And I need it before December 1st, and I know that he's kind of difficult with...
Did you talk to him? talk to him.
If you could just be like, hey, Robert sent you an email and he needs you to like write him a letter of recommendation before December.
Don't overwhelm him though, because I need him to do stuff for me tomorrow. So make sure he still has time.
Wait,
for
what
that.
college are you applying to tomorrow?
No. I have mad dinner stuff for him tomorrow. He already did my apps like 4 months ago.
Of course you did.
Oh my god.
I heard Robert only got you on this podcast just so we can ask you that.
No, that's not true. I wanted the king and queen. We agreed on this last episode.
He told me.
Anyways, the way that Anish Shaganti directs things is he kind of like he sets up like very simple conflict, but he shoots it in like a very intense way, and it has a lot to do with the camera angles, and it has to do with like the intensity between moments. Like there's a scene where I won't spoil who it is, but somebody is trying to get into another part of the house, and the way that he shoots it is just like so creative, and like the person ends up doing something that like, how could you ever think of that? And like the movie constantly keeps you guessing basically. And the other thing is that the performances are really, really good. The daughter is like a little bit awkward in certain scenes, but like generally I thought she was really good. But of course it's like the mother, I forget the actress's name, but she like completely steals the show. She definitely is like channeling like all of like the classic like controlling horror mothers, and she does it very well. So yeah, I enjoyed I enjoyed Run a lot more. Not more than I was expecting, but basically just as much as I was expecting. And I watched it with my mom, and she kept on like jumping at everything, and I thought it was really funny. But yeah, I enjoyed Run. Who wants to go next?
I
Nick?
do.
Okay, you can go.
So, I saw Run with kind of my family. My dad watched it, my mom watched it, and then I actually watched it again to show my sister, because she was visiting. And oh my god, I loved this movie. It was so freaking, like, intense. Like, it got me at the edge of my seat at certain times, and that very rarely happens for me in movies. I'd say that this movie shines in its attention to detail, not only in the disability for the main character, but oh, there goes Jackson.
I hope it happens when he's talking about one of the movies. Anyways.
The attention to detail in this movie is freaking fantastic. One cool detail that I noticed was the pegboard in the main character's room is only like half full. Oh. Hi Jackson, welcome back.
Hey, at least his hand was lowered by him leaving, so I wasn't still wondering if he had something to say.
Anyways, the pegboard was only half like full because like she can't get up to like go to the top row. Anyways, and
you would notice that.
Why? What? Anyways, and I thought that as Robert said, what's it called? How they like shoot the camera and like the frame.
Cinematography.
Yeah, the cinematography was really good. I thought that it did a great job in displaying that the mother was like really in power in a lot of the scenes, and in the scenes where she wasn't in power, it like really showed that. It used I think the director used the fact that the daughter was in a wheelchair to like kind of put her lower on the frame and put the mother a lot higher. To show the power dynamic between the two. And going back to the details thing, there were so many details that like you have to watch twice to pick up to like know that the mother is like really sketchy just like from like the first 5 minutes of the film. It's really good. And
I didn't notice those because I only watched it once, but
yeah, you should watch it again. Cool. It's a rewatchable film, like definitely. And I think it was very intense. It was very good, and the acting. I thought the daughter was really good. There were a few like awkward, like kind of, I guess, I don't want to say facial expressions, but kind of like just emotions portrayed by the daughter. But like she did a great job portraying the very intense emotions that the character was supposed to be feeling. One thing that I noticed was a little bit weird was inconsistencies between cuts in the film. For example, when one character is going to lock a door, there's a cut where like there are two cuts that are very inconsistent where she's like here and the door's over here, and then she immediately goes to lock the door, and then she cuts back to like her like really far away from the door. Anyways, but yeah, overall a great movie. Wait,
real quick, I just want to point out, guys, I think Camille and Jackson think we're actually a movie podcast, and we usually talk about movies because we're like killing it right now. Paul, don't mess it up. Okay.
No pressure, dude. Okay, so first of all, after I feel like this would be an excellent movie to watch with your parents, just because of like the kind of thing it exists. I kind of wanted to watch it with my mom because she won't let me drive, and I wanted to have kind of drill that in, but I didn't. That's kind of sad, but oh well. First of all, I want to talk about is the acting. Specifically, I okay, I'm not gonna say which scene specifically. It's just in the woods, and there are two cars. It's kind of a standoff scene.
Yep.
And at that very scene, I felt exactly what the daughter was feeling, and I felt angry at the mom, and that's when I realized that's really good acting, because I genuinely wanted to choke her out at various points throughout the movie.
Oh my god, Paul, are you okay?
It was just really frustrating, and that's a good thing, right? I mean, really showed what the daughter's feeling. A lot of intense scenes in this movie. The pharmacy scene is something that I could feel my heart thumping in my chest when they're trying to find out what's the thing about, what that pill's about. And then, that was hella cool. I knew that the director was the same one who did the whole screen recording, whatever searching thing, and I kind of noticed that when the daughter's looking up stuff on online, it uses kind of the same I don't know, filmmaking or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, overall, it was a really good movie. Kept me at the edge of my seat. I didn't want to pause it. I had to pause it because I was pirating it, obviously. My VPN kind of went out in the middle, and that was really frustrating.
Okay.
But that added to the tension, because I didn't know what was going to happen next. And pause it really good time.
Yeah, it's really good with thrillers if you just pause the movie in the middle of it and force yourself to not watch it for 30 minutes. It just makes it so much more
No, not 30 minutes, 12 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I really like this movie. I genuinely enjoyed it, and yeah, I agree. I mean, it's probably a really good movie that you can watch again.
Thank you for not just saying it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, usually Camille and Jackson, Paul Hool will go first, and he'll just say, this movie was good. This movie was okay. This movie was kind of bad. Nick will just talk straight up about editing for 5 minutes, and it's nothing anybody wants to listen to. And then I'll try to say some film ideas, but I just get so lazy that I just lose all motivation halfway through reviewing it. But yeah, the one thing I did want to point out about this movie, I felt the same way with Searching. It's not a perfect movie, and it's not a movie I'm going to give a 5 out of 5. But it's a movie that's as good as it could have been for what it was. What I really want to see this director do is try something new with the thriller genre, because both of the thrillers that he's done, Searching and Run, they're both the best that a basic thriller can be, but they're basic thrillers. They're very straightforward, and he's proven that he's a good director because he can take what could be a boring movie and make it really interesting. With the way that he shoots it. I think Searching, there was a gimmick that was new, but the story itself wasn't new. What I'm saying is I want to see him, try to push his boundaries and try to become a bit more creative, and I'm hoping that's what he does with his next movie. But I ain't him. I don't know what he's going to do. But yeah, he's 29 years old. He went to USC. You need facts.
One thing I want to point out is that the characters in this movie, specifically the daughter, were actually realistic teenagers. Because I hate it when a movie, for example, if a main character finds something really suspicious, about their parent, for example, and then their parent asks them, or they never bring it up, or they just say, nah, nothing, or the parent asks hey, what's wrong, and they just say, nah, nothing.
Oh, I actually was thinking that because I'm at first when she was telling her mom certain things and being so honest with her, I was what are you doing? You're screwing yourself over, but
that's what happened.
It helped prove what their relationship was. There was an honest feeling, and it almost made it more heartbreaking because you're she had no reason to lie to her mom, yet her mom lied to him or her. It was yeah.
Yeah, and so when the teenager was asking about the pills, I was fully expecting the movie to just make the character say, "Oh, nothing's wrong. It's okay, mom." But she actually brought it up, and that was just so, I guess, new. And I thought it was really realistic, and I really liked it. Anyways, facts about Run, IMDb. Okay, there's a...
Oh, wait, we should give scores while you're doing... okay, I'm going to give Run 7.5 out of 10.
I'm going to give it an 8.7.
Oh, wait, no, I have a new rating system.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, my gosh, I forgot about it. Wait, okay. Where is it? Okay, I'm going to give... I'm going to give Run a Taco Bell. Paul?
I want to give Run a belt.
A belt?
Yeah, a belt.
Wait, you just have banana and orange. What's a belt?
Well, Nick stole my banana and orange, so I'm gonna start my own system.
What's your new rating system?
I can't tell.
You have to guess.
We get to figure it out along the way what it means.
Yeah,
I think it's
fun.
things that like go on your body.
I think it's random objects that he like rates in order of like usefulness. What's your thing?
8.75.
So you're not going to use banana and orange? You stole it from him and you're not going to use it.
Nope.
I'm gonna choke you out. I'm gonna choke
With
you
what, a
out.
belt?
Good one.
Fun
Yes.
fact, Kira Allen, who is Chloe, actually uses a wheelchair. Which makes us the
kinda
first
like
major...
that one thing. Kind of like Breaking Bad.
Which makes this the first major thriller to star a wheelchair user since the 1948 Sign of the Ram. Cool.
Very cool. Run worldwide release dates have been postponed due to the outbreak of COVID-19. More like... Never mind.
No more facts.
Yeah, all these facts are really... Oh, I did notice this. There's a ton of references to horror movies in this movie. Like, when she calls 411, they give Derry, Maine as an example of a city and a state, which is it. And then at the pharmacy, the pharmacist lady, her name was Mrs. Bates, which is like in what's it called?
Misery?
In no. Psycho.
Doubtfire. Mrs.
In
Doubtfire.
Psycho, the motel
Oh.
is called the Bates Motel because it was owned by his mother.
And Misery. There's a Bates character in Misery.
Well, I guess, but that's not really what the reference is. But
Well, how do we know?
go off. Well, because it's very obvious that it's a movie about a mother-daughter relationship, and Psycho is about a mother-son relationship.
I have a mother-daughter relationship, so what? You'll see me bragging about it.
You're not a mom or a daughter. Okay, before we go on to the next movie, actually, you know what? Let's do this after the next movie. Okay, so our next movie is obviously Hillbilly Elegy. Nick, what is Hillbilly Elegy about? You misspelled elegy. He spelled it Elagy. Look at this idiot.
A Yale law student drawn back by his hometown grapples with family history, Appalachian values, and the American dream. Woo!
Wait, what are the plot keywords? Drugs, addiction, love, grandmother, mother-son relationship, mother-daughter relationship. There's no fun ones this time. Anyways, you know what? I think we should have Jackson go first. I'm putting you on the spot, Jackson. What did you think of Hillbilly Elegy? Jackson's a little busy. Paul, why don't we have you go? What did you think?
I'm ready.
Oh wait, no, shut up,
okay.
Paul.
Okay,
Jackson's
okay.
ready.
It was pretty good.
Thank you, Jackson. That was wonderful. That was
Jackson,
fantastic.
what about it was good?
The domestic abuse part, pretty good.
What
I
is-
didn't
Jackson,
watch the whole thing,
you're in a little bad buddy.
but from what I did watch, I actually really liked it. It was like really heartfelt, and there was like that one part where it was like a flashback to when his mom was like OD'd, and they're like flashback.
Wait.
Pretty good.
So why did you like the scene where it flashed back to the mom ODing?
Because it was like heartfelt, and it was like, oh no, this guy cares about his mom, and it's like goes back about in that meeting.
Okay.
All right. Great review from Jackson over there.
Jackson, what is your internet like?
I don't know. I'm like staying at this place right now, and it's like really bad.
All right.
Is it like a hotel or like motel?
No, we we're like staying like at this like house, kind of like it's like what is it called? I don't know, but we're like staying at a rental house, kind of.
Oh, Airbnb?
Yeah.
Yeah. Airbnbs are so sick. Oh,
I've never been in one.
They're really great.
Oh,
That
the place we stayed at in Santa Cruz.
Yeah, that was an Airbnb.
I've been in an Airbnb.
It's so cool. It's like you get to live in somebody's house and you don't even know them, and it feels like you're like breaking in, but you're not. Because you paid to be there.
True.
Fahul, I think let's go in order of quality of reviewers. So obviously Jackson went first, and now let's go to Fahul.
Quality highest to least.
Okay. Hillbilly Elegy is like, sadly, it's a movie that could be like the plot. It could be like very revolutionary in what it does in showing the like a community that we never get to see in popular media, but it completely shits on that idea, and it goes a completely like traditional direction, which is you gotta just work hard and do you just gotta sit down, work hard, and become successful. Like here's a problem with this movie, is that it's like you bite into a potato, and like this potato is like really nice, you know, and it smells really nice, and it has like garlic and herbs all over it. When you bite into it, and it's filled with maggots, you know, it's just
We're not doing
horrid.
the food stuff anymore.
It's disgusting, because like, oh, it's infuriating, because like it kind of starts out nice, because it shows like, oh, you know, like stuff is bad, and whenever stuff starts to look good, it's this like being impoverished in America, it kind of just like pushes you down even further. It's like taking one step forward and like taking two steps back, and like it's a hard cycle where one generation after the next is forced to relive the past generation's mistakes, just because society isn't like building them up in a respectful way. And I don't know, by the end, when like the music starts playing and a kid sits down just because he sees his grandma not having enough money to pay for food, and he just sits down and he does well in a math test, and it just skips to like all that stuff, and it's just him being in goddamn Yale. Like that's just so infuriating, because that's just not how it works. It doesn't work like that. You don't. If you get like a 90% on algebra, you don't get into Yale. I mean, I wish it was, then everyone would get into Yale, but that's not how it works. That's why it's called Yale. Like that's why Yale is Yale. Anyway, whatever. It's just so stupid. You know, it's just such a stupid movie, and I could choke this movie out too. Like I hated this movie.
Oh my god.
Fahul, you have a lot of pent up aggression from like the holidays. Are you doing okay?
I'm doing okay. I'm actually doing pretty good. Yeah, but like I don't know, like, you know, you have so much potential here, but you don't use it. You know, you just like make it a simple little movie that people can smile about and feel like, you know, the America of the 50s still exists when it doesn't. Times have changed. The American dream has changed. It's not that easy anymore. I mean, it never was that easy for a lot of people. It was only whatever. But like, you know, it's not like you come here and you're magically like gifted the opportunity of going to Yale. You know, that's just not how it works. And I don't know. This movie it's a rosy look into something that shouldn't be rosy, and it kind of glances over the whole opioid epidemic too. I feel like it could have stuff to say about that, because all we see is stuff on the news. We don't really see personal stories about that. You know, what can you do? I mean, it's a horrible movie.
Wow,
That's all I have to
Fahul,
say.
you really popped off. I genuinely have never heard you pop off on anything so hard. Like you were just going at it.
Sorry, man. I had a lot of like stuff about this movie.
No, that's good. That's the first time I feel like I've actually heard you give like a movie review about like the quality of the movie, and not about how you were eating fried chicken while watching it, and the fried chicken made you think about
I got
Something else.
McDonald's today.
To McDonald's?
Yeah.
You'll go to McDonald's before you'll come visit me at Panda Express.
I didn't know you were working today.
I wasn't working today, so it would have been futile.
Okay, yeah.
But the point still stands.
Has anyone
Yeah.
here actually read the? Shut up. Has anyone here actually read the book?
No,
No,
I was
but I
gonna
heard
talk.
that the book's really bad.
I heard the book's really good.
I heard that the book has the same problems as the movie does, where the author doesn't really like get into the good stuff. Like, you know, he just kind of skims over the entire thing and kind of makes it all about the American dream too, instead of like, you know, talking about harsh stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I read. Yeah.
I'm gonna go next because this is a dictatorship, and I decide that I want to go next. So I watched this movie very
mean I'm the
late
worst
at
review?
night, and I had a very hard time like staying awake while watching it, which is obviously a testament to the fact that it's kind of a boring movie. But what my mom had told me about it, because apparently a bunch of her coworkers have read the book and are like very like into the book, and they say like, oh, it's like it helps like prove why being impoverished in America is so hard, and how like the idea of like, oh, you just need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you just need to work really hard, why that isn't the case for a lot of people. And I was like, oh, that's great, like I'm glad that we're finally getting like mainstream media that can talk about something as serious as that. And then the movie just did not do that at all, and it just instigated the same problem that it seemed like it was trying to deflect. Because, like, this movie I found just to be extremely emotionally manipulative, because instead of, like, investigating these are the reason that these people are poor, and they got poor from awful, like, they just got poor from the way that they were born and, like, how they were born into the poor families, and it was, like, a problem. It's a cycle, because this movie is very much about, like, cycles. Like, the daughter had problems, the grandmother had problems, the mom had problems, and the son clearly has problems but has learned to adapt himself to society in a bit of a better way. And I think that would have been fascinating. Like, what sets him apart from them, and why was he able to pull himself out of poverty? And I thought it would have been interesting. And also, I just found this movie to be very, like, heartless. Like, I understand that at the end of the movie, the point of it is, like, he decided to, I guess this is getting into spoilers a little bit, but he decided to make decisions that were good for him rather than trying to constantly fix his family. And, like, I understand, like, that's a good message and everything, but if you're gonna do a message like that, you also need to keep some of the heart in the movie, and I felt like at the end he was making such a heartless decision by just, like, abandoning his mother after she was trying to shoot up heroin again. Like, and it just made me more sympathetic for the mother than the son, and maybe that's from not establishing, like, the mother was clearly a terrible person. I mean, she was almost arrested because she threatened to kill her son. So obviously she's a terrible person, but at the same time, like, the sympathy grew from me from the fact that the mom was born into an awful situation. She was going to develop these problems, and that she had a lot of problems that society was not treating, like her addiction to drugs. And that was what was making her such an awful person. It wasn't like she was making her own choice to be a bad person. So at the end of the movie, it feels like it's completely going against what it was trying to say the whole time by just saying, like, oh, look, this mom is, like, he had to leave the mom behind in order to make good decisions for himself. Where it's like, I don't know. It just very confused me, and I wasn't really clear on what the movie was even trying to say about being impoverished in America and being poor. It felt like the movie was just trying to show something like that because it was dramatic and cool and could get them Oscars. And this was supposed to be an Oscar contender, and I really hope that it does not end up being one. Because, like, this seems like the type of movie that the Oscars would nominate, and then everyone would be like, ah, really? Like Green Book. Like, Green Book won, and everyone was like, ah, really? Green Book? Ugh. It said, like, racism bad, but did it really say anything else? Anyways. That's my rant. Camille or Nick, who wants to go next?
Camille, have you seen this movie?
Yeah, I can go. I have some stuff to go off of what Poole and Robert said.
Oh, yes.
Go next.
This feels like school, but in, like, a fun way.
It's like a Socratic seminar, but fun.
Exactly!
Oh, I love Socratic Seminar.
Okay. Poole, I agreed with, like, a lot of things you said. I think when I talked earlier about how I really liked the movie, I was saying it from a pure novice, just viewer going through the emotions of the movie. But, like, hearing what you said about how the movie's constructed and messages, totally get it. I honestly, now thinking about it, that story is a little overdone. I'm not sure the message was really received as powerful anymore because, like you said, it's been kind of overshown. So, and then Robert, you said something like, oh, about feeling like emotionally manipulated. This might be a girl thing, but I think I liked it. I liked it. I liked that it was like a roller coaster. I thought it was kind of fun because I felt like my heart kind of getting pulled at a few things. Yeah, that's such a girl thing. But I don't know. I liked that part of it where it seemed heartless, but like the other parts, it was like, oh, then you feel sympathetic for the mom, or you feel sympathetic for the son having to make that choice. And then at the end, my kind of take on that, when she kind of reached her hand back and let go of him, I think that was less of his decision and more of her saying, kind of, it's okay to go. Like, I'm gonna help you break the cycle. I don't know. I kind of took it from her perspective rather than him abandoning her, because if she held on to him, he would have stayed and probably missed that interview. That's kind of my take on it, at least.
Okay.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay. That was something that was like very, I don't know, maybe it was really obvious and I didn't pick up on it. I was very tired, so I was missing out on like a lot of the small details. That makes a lot of sense. Like, and in that case, that makes the message of the movie like a little bit more clear. Like,
yeah,
and also what you're saying about the emotional manipulation, I get that. Like, I also do like to be like constantly like tugged around and like what's happening with the situation. I guess I just kind of wish that it was like, I love it when a movie like tugs you around like that, but then like the message at the end is clear. And I think my problem was that I just didn't get like a clear message, and I didn't really get what the movie was trying to say by the end of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think I can assume, I don't know, but I can assume that the original book had a little bit more to say about poverty than this movie did, because I don't want to reiterate what everyone's been saying. I'll just say it in a different wording, kind of. This movie had an opportunity to say something very profound and something very, very not like discussed about in the cinematic universe, about poverty and how it's impossible to get out of because of how like society is designed. But instead, it decided to take a look at a family matter, an unrealistic one at that, a family matter rather than the economic sides of things, which I think was very unfortunate. And another thing that I think this movie does not have going for it is the soundtrack is so basic and just out of place most of the times. Like in emotional scenes, it's just like, oh, emotional scene. In case you don't know that this is an emotional scene, we're gonna add a sad piano, and it takes me out of anything that they're talking about, and it pisses me off, and it's so annoying. And I don't like this movie. My mom liked this movie because it was emotional, and that's just kind of all she needs, I guess. But for the average moviegoer, I feel like this movie is a little bit below par.
Yeah. It's such a conflicting movie, because like if a movie is like obviously bad, then it's like super easy, and like there's really good performances in this, and you can tell like the people that were working on it really wanted it to be a good movie, and it just really didn't like pan out. I guess it's just, I would love to see this movie directed, like made by like A24 or like some sort of director that's like super ambitious and trying to like be like super like out there, because I think it was just like seeing this story told by Ron Howard, who's a very classic Hollywood director. I would like to see, what if the Safdie brothers made this movie and it was like super intense the whole time but in a different way, That would be kind of cool.
Fun facts.
Wait, I want to see Jackson. Now that we have all very thoroughly discussed the movie, I would like to see. Do you have any new opinions or thoughts to add in there?
No. It was like there was a lot of stuff out from like the book.
Jackson, is your phone in a sock? Wait,
no, let Jackson speak. Okay, now he's frozen. I think he's about to drop. That looks like it would be on a teacher's wall, and it's like a motivational poster of like... It's like some sort of like math joke. It's like, I told my mom... Sorry, Jackson's back. What were you trying to say, Jackson?
I heard like people like who read the book thought that they left a lot of stuff out that would have made the movie better, but the movie like had a lot of wasted potential.
How so? Like, how was what was the potential supposed to be?
I'm not that sure because I didn't really get into it, but
No, you know what, Jackson? That was very good. Thank you for helping us along with reviewing the movie. Nick, why don't you share your fun facts?
A film adaptation of the 2016 New York Times best-selling memoir of the same name. That was a terrible fact. Ron Howard and Bo Hopkins were both in American Graffiti, 1973, and More American Graffiti. What a terrible sequel name. But didn't share any scenes in either. What a shame. Thank you, IMDb.
Are you done?
Yep.
Okay, before we go on to our last movie, I would like to very quickly discuss the Madrigal dinner. So this, oh my gosh, wait, those are the shirts?
Yeah, I got mine early.
Ooh,
Oh, of course you did, being
okay.
a queen
Queen
and
birds.
everything.
I was surprised.
Okay, here's the thing with the Mad Dinner shirts. Like, the musical shirts you only wear in, like, certain situations. The Mad Dinner shirts, like, kind of work. Like, they can, like, work with certain outfits if you wear it, like, in the right way. So, like, I actually get excited to get the Madrigal Dinner shirt, because it's, like... I
They
don't
feel
know.
weird this year.
What?
They feel weird this year. They're all like light and funky.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what I would like to do is, I will leave this entirely up to Camille and Jackson. I would like for you to explain, first off, just kind of what Mad Dinner is. And then I want to get, like, the inside scoop on how you guys have felt about this year and with it being different. Like, I want to get some, like, spicy information from the king and the queen.
Yeah,
Oh, and
I
Jackson's
don't want to
cute
talk bad
leave.
about it because maybe my dad will hear something, you know.
No, you don't have to talk bad. I just want something that's, like, spicy, you know?
Nah, kidding. I'll talk about like the basics. Like basically, it's just like it's like a Renaissance like type dinner where we're like trying to mimic what like a Renaissance dinner would be like. So like everyone's in costume, and there's like servers and like there's the Madrigal singers, which me and Robert are a part of.
Oh, yeah. Fist bump.
Boom.
There's the camera, Robert.
And then there's like the royal court, which is like me. It's like me and Camille are king and queen, and then we have like all of, like the other people, like the jester and like you know all these people and not. And then just like normally, it's like like you like go in, like sit down and like have a dinner, and there's like this play, and like all of this stuff, and pretty good time. But this year is a little different.
And Camille, would you mind elaborating on what is different about this year?
Yeah. Well, what's different about this year is we're not actually inside. All the rehearsals we've been able to do inside, but everything we're going to be doing a drive-through. So we're going to do at the church where we usually do it, but the parking lot's going to be kind of set up where, think of Disneyland, and your car is the cart going through. So there's gonna be little stops where instrumentalists will be playing, hopefully, and then we'll have servers telling jokes and stories as the cars go through. And then at the bottom will be a giant, you know how restaurants have those big tents outside that basically look like a car can drive through them? They're so big, the white ones.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna get one of those, and then we're gonna decorate it to look like our little castle. And Jackson and I will be in there with our Christmas tree, and the cars will drive through. They get to meet us, and they come back around and pick up their food at the top, and they head out for the night. Should be like 15 minutes.
Will it
Yeah.
be like
We
15
hang out
minutes per car?
And I'm guessing the experience will be like around 10 to 15 minutes, but it's a total like 2-hour time slot. I guess your tickets, like I think 10 to 15 minutes is reserved. You can come within those minutes. Yeah.
That's smart because like me and my dad were talking about how awful the traffic was gonna be because like if everybody was coming at the same time, like you could see some like fights break out, which would be kind of entertaining. But
Right.
yeah.
Well,
Whoa! Look at
actually,
that. You got
you know me. I made this. That's what it's gonna look like. That's the aerial view of the parking lot.
I see.
So you drive through, Where's my finger? You try to, then you go back up, and then around, and then go back that way for your food.
Okay, so who is in the welcoming tent?
That's going to be the greeters, and then pages will get their tickets and then run all the way down to the town crier, who'll be right there, and give them the ticket. And then when the car arrives, he'll announce to Jackson and I that this car has arrived.
That's gonna be quite the workout for Booma, Yarlo, and Harry Piner.
Yeah, I feel bad, but they got this. It's good.
And then, so the food tent is gonna be like the servers, right? Like the whatever your group is.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do shifts. You're getting the really inside scoop right now. I haven't even told the cast this, or Jackson doesn't know about this either. Yeah, so the servers tent will be kind of like their home base if it's raining, and then I have little X's there, and there. That's where they can kind of stand and be next to the cars 6 feet away. So then every 30 minutes, I'm thinking I'm gonna switch them out with food service servers who will be over there, right there. That's where they'll pick up their food. So I need some servers to run down to the kitchen and bring it up.
Gotcha. Okay. So my question is, I have noticed that there's no place where the jester is in all of this. Am I gonna have to actually come to like the actual nights?
Yes, of course you're coming. You're a senior.
Yeah,
I'm sure all the seniors gonna be
can
there at
hang out
least.
with us.
Will I be like in the royal tent, just like chilling with the king and the queen?
Yeah.
Well, you
dude.
can be, but here's the thought. I want like little, I think the word is like vignette or something, but it's not a big word. But that's like with I want to have play acts, like little scenes maybe going on. That could be kind of fun.
So it's like, it would be like a Disneyland ride thing. So we're like animatronics and we're like acting
Yeah,
out.
that's what I was trying to say. And then the center is gonna have
like-
like a bunch of like light up deer and like a carriage and stuff. So
Whoa.
it's gonna be pretty good.
Dude, can you put me and Francisco together and can we just like go off the entire time? Because like that makes sense for the play act too, right?
You guys have really good banter.
makes
I think
sense,
I'm
yeah.
saying.
I wish so badly that Mertensire was in the play act this year because I really badly wanted to be like Jester and for Francisco to be Mertensire. And that would have been perfect for this because then it would have been like...
Mertensire this year?
No, they're in the play act, there's no Mertensire.
I
Right?
didn't know.
I didn't realize that. Oh, you're so right. That's weird. He's been here all past 3 years.
Yeah, I know. Well, Mertensire is like always in it. It's just like the like
Yeah.
later, older... What do you...
That's burnout.
It's just like the like really old scripts that didn't include Mertensire before he became like a regular character, and this is
Gotcha.
like an incredibly old script.
Very.
Okay, now we're gonna get a little personal. I wanted to know how you guys feel about how rehearsals have gone so far, and how you just feel you. You can put your disgusting dog away.
Excuse me.
Your dog is vile. How do you guys feel like it's gone so far this year? You can be completely honest here. Nick might edit some of it out if you really don't want it to be in.
I'll start.
Okay.
I think rehearsal has been really interesting because we didn't even start like singing until like much later. Like so, like we're not singing one, so we only had to learn like of like the normal. I mean, like it's just very different. Like it's hard to get people to interact because everyone's so distant and like whatnot. So it's like it's been a challenge, but like it's been working out better than I thought it would so far.
Camille?
Yeah. That's all I gotta say.
Camille, are you trying to stay like neutral in all of it?
Yeah, that's probably the hardest job, not gonna lie. I mean, personally, this is not the kingdom I thought I'd be running the past 3 years. So like that's been my biggest personal battle to kind of realize the loss of not having a traditional dinner, not running rehearsals where, I mean, I just think about it, the freshmen haven't been able to see my face. They don't know what half my face looks like. And to me, that's really weird. So it's just some of the losses like that I've had to really work on not letting the cast know my sadness and fear about that. So I've had to really kind of switch that around, switch my thinking, make it a little more positive. And I've just kind of really thrown myself into how we can do a COVID magical dinner this year. And I really have thought about having this year as being a bridge. I'm bridging last year's and next year's magical dinner, which is hopefully normal. And I don't want this year's servers to lose out on experience. So I want to experience cast next year as we did last year. That's kind of my whole thing. Just kind of getting over the sadness and not letting the cast know that that's just a big bummer, you know? But just kind of moving past it and kind of making sure that this dinner is just as great.
Yeah. I'm gonna speak on my experience now. I feel like this year I was like super scared going in for what it was gonna be like, because I feel like even like rehearsals are completely different, because in like all the other years it's like, oh, you usually have like this happen around this rehearsal and this usually happens around this rehearsal, and like 90% of the normal activities couldn't be done. And like I don't know if there's like been a royal court where it's like, what activity like should we do, and we had to like search for them. And like thankfully, like I found the carriage hiker one, which was like super fun, and that was like a good experience and everything. But it's just like so like weird to fathom that like I would even need to go out and try to find other activities that aren't just like normal activities from the year. What I think has made this dinner a lot easier than I expected it to be is that for the majority of the new servers, they've all adopted really quickly. Like, I was really nervous the first projection activity I was doing, where I took everybody outside and, like, they, like, stood out, like, in the middle of the field by themselves and had to, like, project incredibly loud. I was worried that it was just, like, super awkward and wasn't, like, working. And then when we got back in there, and I think there was some sort of story activity, and they just, almost every single one of them quickly picked up on projection. And it's, like, they're like that with, like, every single thing. And that has been, like, so great to, like, have a cast that is so malleable in a year that is not malleable at all. Or I guess a year that is malleable because it's completely different than what we've done before. I guess they've just been like so consistent and like so like dedicated.
This is the perfect cast for this year.
Yeah, the cast is like, it's small, but the people who are there want to be there.
Oh yeah, it's great. They all want to be there. They're all excited, and I think honestly having a smaller cast this year is going to make our job it has made our job a little better, right? Mm-hmm. Not having to wrangle as many people, having smaller numbers has probably honestly kept us open longer than we would have had with our actual size of the cast.
Yeah. Overall, I am saddened by the fact that it could have been so much better, and it's not anywhere close to what a normal Madrigal dinner would have been. And like looking back on like the memories from like a year ago, like what we were preparing for then, where it was like, oh my gosh, 2 rehearsals and then we open, and it's like not that at all this year. But it's like the best that we could have done, and I'm like proud of the way that it's turned out thus far. I hope the video turns out. That's what I'm really hoping right now.
I've been hoping.
No pressure. Your dad, Jackson.
I've been helping with the video.
It's awesome though.
Editing. I've been helping with all of it, and it's looking pretty good so far.
I love it. And don't expect like traditional magical dinner. Your grandpa sitting at the table filming from his perspective. No, it's really cool. Think Game of Thrones. That's what's kind of going through my mind when I watched it.
Yes, we're not messing around. Like there's like. We got all this equipment this year and stuff.
So like soundtracks, yeah, it's cool.
Pretty professional. So hopefully
I'm excited to see the video. I definitely am.
Yeah, Nick, you can't critique it too much on the editing. Got it?
What?
Nick can't critique
Nick's gonna brag on us for the editing.
I know, don't you dare bag on
Can we review? We should review it on the podcast.
Don't you dare.
We should. We should totally do it.
I agree.
Okay, my final question is for Paul and Nick. After everything you've heard, are you going to go buy your ticket for the 2020 Madrigal dinner?
Probably.
I...
All right. Anyways, I think since we're just reviewing like another movie that you two haven't seen, I think if you two want to like go now, like that's fine. But
cool. Wait, I have one more question before you leave.
Yeah.
Did you like Green Book? Because you brought it up earlier.
I think Green Book... Okay. Here's the context under which I saw Green Book. I always see a movie the day after Thanksgiving, and I see it before my family starts Black Friday shopping, because there's like a mall where we Black Friday shop, and the movie theater opens at like 7 or 8 a.m., like super early. So I always will go see a movie and then like go. So usually whenever I see a movie during that time, it's like it's like a fun movie. Like, it's something that's like light and entertaining and enjoying. So when I saw Green Book, that was the movie that year. It was light, it was entertaining, it was enjoying. It was like exactly what it needed to be. And I left the theater. I was like, that was fun. I enjoyed that. But like, I'm not going to think about it again. I would have never guessed that it was going to go on to win Best Picture. That's just absurd to me. It's not that type of movie at all. So I like the movie, I just don't like the word that it has become surrounded with, basically.
That makes sense. Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
But I do agree. It's kind of I wouldn't like describe it as that.
Yeah. Especially because Roma was the other movie that year, and Roma was so good, but yeah. Anyways. All right, Camille and Jackson, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Lots of fun. All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, wait, bye.
I'm waving. I'm waving.
Oh my
Jesus.
god, we can stop being professional now.
I know. Dude,
Oh.
you guys covered so well. We were talking like an actual film podcast, and now Happiest Season is going to be like a terrible review.
I liked her hair. The main character's hair is
The next movie's
beautiful.
gonna be horrible.
That's so
I guess.
true. Dude, everyone's hair in this movie is like
Yeah.
on point.
What's
Okay.
the next movie?
It's Happiest Season.
Oh, that one.
Well, Nick, why don't you explain to us what Happiest Season is about?
Well, this girl's like, "Wah, I'm lesbian. Wah!" And then the conservative
The
family
sheer
is like,
tone shift.
"Wah, we need to be perfect." And then the gay best friend is like, "Wah, I'm gay." And then the girl's like, "Wah, I'm lesbian, but I don't want to be." And the gay friend's like, "Wah, I killed your fish." And then they
What's it about?
the family and the lesbian fist fight. They fist fight. It's insane. There's blood and broken bones.
Oh, it's like Fight Club. It's underground.
It's like Fight Club except gay, and you talk about it. And that's
No,
the movie.
it's not
That's
at
the-
all. We should make a version of Fight Club where it's like all gay people. That sounds like it would be like an actual movie.
Yeah, but I feel like that would get canceled very quickly.
Why?
Because I feel, people would view it. They would view it as like the female version of Ghostbusters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true that.
Oh, that's pretty true. All right, Nick, you haven't gone first yet. Why don't you say what you thought of
Happiest
Mr.
season.
Happiest Season?
You know, I thought this movie was cute. I don't. It had a point. It had a message. It was saying something, and it did so in like a very cute little way. I just the only flaw is that it's like. I don't know. It feels like kind of like a cookie cutter like movie to me in a way, with like a little hint of like here's gayness and here's the struggles with it, and also I feel like the resolution was a little bit too like it. The resolution, yeah, the resolution was like, here's the perfect scenario.
Yeah.
This is like, everything has to go right for this to happen. And I don't know. And also, I was going to say something else, but then I don't want to.
Say it.
Well, no, it just isn't true.
Say it.
I was going to say that the character development wasn't that great, but I mean, it's like not really.
That's straight up not facts.
Yeah. You know, I thought it was funny at times, and I thought it was a little comforting. Not comforting, but like I feel like it would be comforting for those who are gay and you know, LGBTQ+. But I just think that it's unrealistic and kind of gives people the wrong impression. But you know, I thought the acting was decent, and I guess I like that it focused on like the development of the main character and not the couple, because I mean the other girlfriend was like not very involved in this movie, like not nearly as much as the main character, and you know, I think it was good. Like I'm trying to like formulate my thoughts, and I'm struggling here, but it was strange. Okay, I guess I'll say this. It was strange that the movie from the beginning kind of established that this movie is likely going to be about this couple because it is this couple, and they're saying all this, and that was the exposition or the introduction, and then the movie then went on to just completely forget about the other girlfriend for like half the movie. That was a bit strange.
All right. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, thank you.
Fahul?
I agree with you on a lot of points, Nick. This movie was cookie cutter, but here's the thing: is that I was kind of at first I was like, okay, you know what? This movie's so typical. It's like the same thing, like happy ending, whatever. It's like it goes bad, but then it's good. You know, you're just getting like your classic Christmas movie, and I was like, come on, do something. And then I was like, okay, if I really think about it, it's kind of nice that like I don't know, like okay, maybe not nice, but like maybe Nick, can you stop, please? Please, can you?
Poker.
Guys,
Poker.
like okay, it's that classic Christmas movie with the gay twist, and yeah, it's that's
gay
fine,
twist.
you know, it's fine for I don't know, it's like why should I expect something more from a movie just because it's focusing on LGBT issues, you know? It's like I get the basic Christmas movie with the LGBT topping added on, and it makes it into a nice little pizza that I enjoy. It's not the classic cheese pizza, but it's, you know, it's pizza with chicken on it, you know, and it's fun. And it's,
Yeah.
you don't think about it, but like it's fine, whatever. Acting wise, I didn't find the one with the what's her name?
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Alison Brie?
Nope, other one.
Ruth
Ruth Bader
Kristen
Ginsburg.
Stewart.
Yeah, I didn't find her acting very good. Like,
Why not?
her
What was wrong with
face-
it?
Well, her face, like, okay, she didn't. Maybe she was just the kind of person she was trying to portray, a person who who doesn't show that many emotions. But she was fairly emotionless throughout the movie. She had a stoic expression, you know. I don't know how her acting is in other movies, but like just seeing her in this movie, this is my first impression of her. I don't think I've ever seen her in another movie. She was in Twilight, but I never saw Twilight. She doesn't give. I don't know. Maybe that was just a character, but wasn't good acting. It was very emotionless. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe it's good acting. I don't know. Maybe the character is emotionless. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
I think this movie was trying way too hard to be a classic for the modern age.
I think like I see this movie becoming being a classic. You know, it's got all the qualities.
Maybe.
It's got the good feeling to it. It's like it doesn't have anything to say, but I shouldn't expect. Maybe I should expect a movie to have something to say if it's dealing with issues like that. Maybe I shouldn't expect just like gay people make stupid movies, you know? Why should I discriminate against gay people just because they're gay? They should be making amazing movies, you know? Just let them make stupid movies. That's it. That's all I have to say.
I think what was I gonna say? I think that can we add the A word to the list?
Ass? I feel like ass was added.
No, it wasn't. I thought it was too, and I said it, and you're like, no, it wasn't added. You
Yeah,
can't
ass
say
is fine. By itself.
that. Ass. Boy, you that ass.
No, I
Hey,
said by
no.
itself. Nick, you're barred. You can't use it anymore.
I
You mean bad?
love ass.
You heard it here
ass is such a
first.
good word.
Paul is an ass man before anything else. Okay, I'm gonna talk now. So here's the dealio. Happiest Season, I went into it and I was like, dude, this is gonna be just like Love, Simon, where it's a good movie in the way that it does what it sets out to do, and it has a gay twist on it. But it's gonna be the exact same type of movie. Like with Love, Simon, it was like, finally, a teenage rom-com, but it's gay. This is like a Christmas holiday movie with family drama, but it's gay. And like, genuinely, there is such a dilemma of like, do I like this movie because it was gay, or do I like this movie because it was actually fun? Did I allow myself to have more fun with it because there were gay people in it? You know, and like, there's always that like dilemma for, I think, honestly, all people, but especially for people who are LGBT, such as myself. So I tried to like pay attention to that very closely. And what I can say is there's a lot of emotional gaslighting in this movie that if it was a straight couple, people would not react the same way to it, which actually got pointed out to me on Letterboxd. I thought about it. Like, one of the reviews was like, if the emotional gaslighting and emotional abuse that was happening in this movie was with a straight couple, y'all would be furious, but because it's gay, you're more okay with it. And that's, like, very accurate, because one girlfriend is being ridiculous and emotionally gaslighting her girlfriend. And there's, like, no other way around it. And the movie almost makes it seem like that's okay, and that's, like, it should not have been a thing. All that being said, it's still a very nice holiday movie. Like, it's still, like, it gives you all the, like, romantic, happy feelings that it's supposed to. And, like, you can't be too hard on a movie that is doing exactly what it set out and designed to do. So, I like this movie. Like, I enjoy it. I would easily watch it again. It feels like it would be a classic Christmas movie. The scene that was much better than any other scene in the movie was the scene where the gay best friend and the main character are, like, they walked out of a house, and the gay best friend stops one of the characters and kind of just, like, he talks about his experience versus her experience with coming out with their parents. And that's the type of thing where it's like, you can only get that from a gay Christmas movie. You can't get that from a different type of Christmas movie. And what he was saying was actually a really important message that I think should be talked about more. That gay people have different experiences with coming out. And just because it goes well for one person doesn't mean it's not going to go terribly for another person, and people in gay relationships need to realize that about their partners more. And at the same time, it was allowing the gaslighting to happen. It was saying that emotional abuse that she was being put through was okay. But at the same time, it was also, like, a good scene. And it felt very different from what the gay best friend character was representing throughout the rest of the movie. Because in all the other scenes, he was just the super cliche gay best character. But then in this one scene, it was like, oh, he's actually, like, an emotional person that can bring up some, like, much needed to be known part.
And a fish killer.
And a fish killer. But yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's emotional in a good way, kind of. The ending did really annoy me, where it's like, okay, like, towards the end of the movie, it especially seemed like the dad, I'm gonna get a little bit of spoilers here. It seemed like the dad was starting to, like, accept that he was going to be, like, it seemed like the dad was going to accept not being mayor and that he didn't need to be it. And then in the credits, it's like, oh, he won. Like, where did that come from? Like, the movie decided to go way overboard with how perfect the ending was.
Wait, he won?
What?
He won?
Yeah, in the credits it said that he won.
Who won?
That's
And I think it would have been way better if the movie
that?
ended with him not winning.
Wait, who won?
Yeah, because the entire ending was like the dad moved on from not wanting to be married because he wanted to not screw over his daughter.
Right,
But then he just wanted. That's so stupid.
Yeah, but
That's
then he just
actually
won
really
anyway.
stupid.
Yeah.
It's genuinely really stupid.
The ending did very much piss me off like that, but at the same time, I enjoyed it. Nick went through and found a bunch of funny reviews, which is actually not even a bad idea. I'm glad he thought of it. But,
I know, I did that before, and then Paul was like, no, we can't have that. No, you said
it's
that.
plagiarism. No, that's plagiarism. We can't have that. We can't look at other people's funny reviews.
So this
and
one
say
says
them
1
on
star.
here.
It says, should have left the rich white lady for Aubrey Plaza. Boo!
Guys, this is not fun.
I will mute you.
We're just-
I will mute you.
we're just mute me.
Mute
I will
him.
leave. I will leave.
He-
I will leave.
I'm a simple man. I see 2 women kissing. I like 1 star deducted as not enough kissing.
He laughed.
We need to get him back. We need to get him back.
Oh, no. Okay, we lost Paul. I'm now the co-host.
I'm gonna
All of our people have left.
crap.
Paul.
No, I'm so sorry.
You're not even the one who muted him.
I will give this movie. I think I'll give it a Taco Bell as well.
I'll give it a banana.
It's kind of in between a Baskin Robbins and a Taco Bell.
I'm a simple man. I see 2 women kissing. I like 1 star deducted is not enough kissing. This one says 7 out of 10. Just wanted to say that the audio sync is off. Please recheck it. Oh my god. He's gone. Please excuse.
He's not supporting plagiarism. Anyways, so now we can talk about the game if we wanted to.
We don't have the charisma now.
Yeah, this podcast.
Wait, did
is
you tell
really
him that we
boring without
stopped?
Paul.
Oh, here he is.
Yay! There he is.
Okay. Oh, we stopped. He can't even hear us.
Pahul, we stopped doing it, okay?
You have to unmute him. So right click.
I can ask him to unmute. Pahul?
What's up?
I thought there's just a black guy. Welcome back.
Pahul, we are sorry for doing that, okay?
It was Robert's idea.
It was your idea. I
Will
want
you
to
help?
choke you
Will you
out.
help us review the game now?
Choke hold. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, Pahul.
The camera's gonna be like on for the podcast.
Oh no, it's not. Can you get rid of that part?
Yeah, I gotta.
Okay, I gave it a I also gave it a Taco Bell.
I give it a banana.
Oh shoot! I gotta review the. Okay, so the movie is a. It's a pink sweatshirt.
So it's
That
things
sounds
around this room.
homophobic.
Oh, that's
homophobic.
good.
Wait, did I get it, Paul?
No, this is a. This is
A
I'm gonna give
2015
this-
Guinness World Records Gaming Edition book.
Hey, how do you know I had that?
Because I've been to your house.
Yeah, it's a really good book. It was the first book I bought in America.
Okay, so Pahul, would you mind
I do not mind.
explaining the game?
The game we're gonna talk about is a game that I know you've all been waiting for because we talked about it a little last week, you know. And even though I published today, like last week's episode today, because I forgot about it, kind of.
It's more my fault.
We
I did it like early, but I didn't upload it.
yeah, yeah, it was a competence on both people, definitely. But yeah, we talked about this game a lot. I was very excited about this game.
What's the plot
Money.
synopsis about?
Changes the world.
What?
Money changes the world. Money makes the world go round. And if you want to be in power, where do you go? You don't go to the bar or the toilet. If you want to be in power, you go to the bank where you get money because money is power.
Just like those bankers in that one in history.
And you get a job as a banker.
Robert, Paul, what were those bankers' names? I forget.
Oh, what?
Like, there were bankers. In,
Wells
like,
Fargo.
No, in like AP Euro, there were these like bankers, like
The Medicis.
Medici.
Yeah, the Medicis. Be like the Medicis. Download this game. You will not regret it. I have learned so much about the global financial system through this bank. I couldn't even imagine. I want to give this game like a belt. Yeah.
Okay. First off, Pahul, I just thought about it, and I wanted to tell you. I listened to the first half of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
To what song?
I went from Dark Fantasy to
Twisted Fantasy.
No, to So Applied, or So Appalled.
Oh.
I thought it was so interesting and so appalled that there's a line that's against Donald Trump.
I thought it was for Donald Trump.
No, he said Donald Trump is taking all of your money.
Oh, I just heard Donald Trump.
Yeah. I have a question about the album.
What's
Do you
up?
think Dark Fantasy is the best song on it?
No, not at all. Definitely not.
what do you think is the best
dude,
song
You're
on-
gonna listen to the other half of it, and it's gonna be what?
What's your favorite song on it?
Okay, I really like Monster. Monster's really good. It's fun. Monster's a fun song, but if I want to like really get into it, I can't believe I forgot what the song was called. It's like this song, the song on this album. It's like the magnus opus of Kanye West.
Is it Power?
No, the Power's like up there definitely.
Is it All of the Lights?
It's Runaway.
Runaway?
It's just a party song. Yeah. Runaway is like, this album was created by Kanye after he did that whole, he interrupted Taylor Swift during the award ceremony. Taylor Swift was being given an award. Kanye West goes up to Taylor Swift, snatches the mic from her and says a bunch of stuff. and everyone hates Kanye, and so Kanye and like everyone like completely poops on him, and like so Kanye goes up to Hawaii, he locks himself for a few months, complete radio silence from this controversial rap icon, and he creates this album, and it was just it's the greatest album he's made. It was like his answer to all the critics and stuff.
And now people hate him more than ever, and he made Jesus his king.
Yeah. Now it's bad, but like, okay, like before this album, it was not this bad as it is right now. But Kanye is like, it kind of jumps around, so you never know.
I also have a question. Did you listen to Melodrama yet? Like I said, you.
I listened to a little bit of it. It's kind of weird, but like.
No, okay. That's how I felt at first. I was like not into it, and I didn't get it. Keep on going, like give yourself a couple days, and then listen to it again. And then give yourself another couple days and listen to it again. You'll like start to like get it. You'll kind of like start to vibe with it. Like it's a little weird because it's kind of like party pop in a weird way, but like it's kind of good. Anyways, Banker is the worst game, dude. Like I didn't realize there was a genre of games where it was like a bunch of random tasks that barely have anything to do with the central idea of the game. Like Hyper School is just like this game. The phone repair one is just like this game. Like, I didn't know this was a genre of video game.
I'm sorry, I have a question.
Yeah?
Have we reviewed Barista Life yet?
No.
Okay, and we haven't reviewed Idle Workout yet either?
No.
Okay, next week it's Idle Workout.
I will find these.
I am going to give this game a KFC because KFC has nothing to offer me that's good, just like this game. Nick,
but it has some good stuff to offer to other people. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, it has nothing good to offer to anyone.
But Nick and me like KFC, and we eat chicken. So what's that about, huh?
Thought this game was pretty good. I learned a lot about banking and how to bank. And gonna give it a 10 out of 10.
So, Paul, I just want to go back to the Dark Twisted Fantasy thing one more time. The reason I asked if the first song was your favorite, because I've listened to like the first like 4 or 5 songs on the album like a few times through, just because like I'm slowly like getting through it, and I feel like to me Dark Fantasy is like the best song by far.
Oh yeah, in the beginning, like, so you've been to, okay. Also the song after A Devil in a New Dress is also like really good. Like Rick Ross pops off, dude. It's astounding. Like, okay, like a lot of other artists in this album, they've reached their peaks. Like Nicki Minaj reached her peak, and a lot of people say Rick Ross reached his peak. I don't know like how big Rick Ross is like outside. I'm probably like a really low peak, but it's still a peak. So
the other thing I wanted to mention, I think we should have like music, like a music section on the podcast, just to talk about the music we've been listening to, because we both listen to a lot of music.
Oh yeah, I've gone into. I'm trying to get into other stuff now.
You should listen. Okay, why don't we do an album review each podcast?
I would like to review the Billie Eilish album.
When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go?
It's the one with the gay song.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I was literally just about to mention that I like finally gave that album a listen to, and I actually really like it.
And he made fun of me for listening to it.
Next week, I'm gonna listen to the album this week.
Okay.
I'm fully planning on it.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, we should do a thing where we review an album and then we give like best track, worst track, and like just most like weirdly notable track, because there's always a track.
We should review a bunch of stuff. We should review so much stuff.
Just like a different piece of media, a new book each week, a new.
Oh, I have a good book that I'm reading right now.
Huh.
It's called The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich.
No.
It's
okay.
1,000 pages long.
Okay, we're gonna do this album thing, and if it goes off well, I have a really good idea for the other one. We could review a new art piece every week. Like, look up new
I have
art.
such a good art piece. I have such a good art piece. I have such a good art piece.
Okay, anyways, we have...
Like, your art doesn't mean anything. Art's supposed to mean something.
Whenever we, like, whenever we go this long on a podcast, I always feel like we're supposed to, like, be, like, tired and want to finish it. But I don't want to finish this, but we should. Anyways, this is the conclusion of the Film Studies Club podcast. Again, Jackson and Camille, thank you for joining us. It was
How
fun.
would you like to end the podcast?
Oh, we didn't let them end the podcast. Crap.
Yeah.
I know how I'd like
Like,
to.
let's imagine what they would do.
Oh, I know what Jackson would do. Bye.